Is this the best value folding city e-bike ever made? After 200 kilometers with the Ado Ebike Ultra, I found a few things that make it amazing and a few things that you really need to know before buying. So let's inspect. Yeah, I think we're all set. Good to meet you, by the way, Michael here. And this time let's do things differently. Pay attention to my breathing, because right now I'm already pedaling at one of the steepest slopes in the city. And if I'm using a regular bike, I'm about to be heavily breathing in just less than a minute. This here is one very interesting city-oriented e-bike, belt-driven, with gearbox inside the motor, the Ado Ebike Ultra. And there are a lot of great promises about the performance, about the range, about the safety precautions, the comfort levels, the smart features. So the point of this video is to cover absolutely everything which is positive but also negative and help you to figure out whether that's the right kind of e-bike for you. Still paying attention to my breathing? Let's carry on. The Ultra's beating heart is the Bafang H730. A 250-watt rear hub motor producing 40 Nm of torque. On paper, sounds modest, but in practice, this thing feels alive. And the magic is in the inbuilt 3-speed automatic gearbox. You start in first gear, up to around 12 to 13 km per hour, then it effortlessly shifts to second until about 18 to 19 km per hour. Third gear takes you up to that EU-capped 25 km per hour cruising speed, and maintaining that speed is effortless. It feels like riding a car with a smooth automatic transmission. You just pedal and the bike figures out the rest. Thanks to the torque sensor, acceleration feels natural, very connected to your legs. You can switch between eco and sports modes, but in truth, the difference isn't massive, more about pedal assist responsiveness than raw power. Climbing ability? Well, it's not a mountain goat like an EMTB, but for a folding city e-bike, it's shockingly capable. Steeper slopes that would make the first-gen Ebike wheeze are now totally doable without breaking a sweat.
There still is a bit of a hack that you can go for, but let's keep quiet about it. Inside the smartphone app, when you go to your e-bike settings, if you dig into the developer options and the password is 6x0, you can unlock the speed limit. So it's no longer going to stop pedal assist at 25 km per hour. I tried extending it to 35 and it works. And it changes a lot your perception about how far and how quickly you can go with this e-bike.
I can share positive impressions from the range as well. Ado claims up to 100 kilometers, but let's be real, in city riding with stop-and-go traffic, you're not hitting that. The real killer of range here is climbing. On steep hills, 1 kilometer can drain the battery like riding 3 or 4 on a flat terrain. Your own effort matters a lot. If you pedal lightly and let the motor do the work, expect 30 to 50 kilometers in mixed terrain, ride on mostly flat ground with active pedaling, and you can realistically hit 70 to 90. I actually touched just under 90 kilometers once on a ride that felt more like road cycling as opposed to e-biking. The 36-volt 9.6 Ah battery hides inside the seat post, removable for charging, and bonus, it's compatible with the older Ado Ebike models. So if you've got a spare from the first generation, you've instantly doubled your range potential. Let's see about the build quality though. We'll start with unboxing, which is straightforward, about 95% pre-assembled. Handlebar and pedals are your job, and the handlebar install needs a bit of patience to get aligned perfectly. The frame looks much like the first generation, but the folding joints are tighter and smoother. The glossy finish is premium, though I'll admit I miss the matte baby blue from the original one. The folding mechanisms feel secure, the battery in-seat post design keeps the frame clean, and now we get all the Ultras with front suspension. It's not hardcore MTB suspension, but it's a nice extra cushion for potholes and uneven paths.
Out of these specs, my personal favorite
it is the motor. It's a hub motor, which means it's integrated inside the rear wheel, the H730 by Bafang, and I feel it performs slightly better than what the numbers suggest. And it is super smooth, the acceleration is really pleasing, and I can tell you that this automatic shifting of gears, you know, happening without you having to do anything, it is so addictive. Now I want the very same technology to be applied on my EMTB, probably way too expensive at the moment. Now, out of the box, there was just one complaint I have in regard to the 20 Ultra. This would be a little bit of rattling, which apparently is caused by the magnets, which are supposed to hold the bike together, which never really works so well, so I took them out. And the other thing I believe we should pay attention to, the longevity of this belt, because compared to the first generation, comes from a different brand, maybe cost-saving reasons. And I really hope it holds well, because the one I had with the Air 20 Generation 1 was pretty much indestructible.
The Air 20 Ultra is comfy for riders from 140 up to 190 centimeters. That means older kids can ride it too, though Ado doesn't officially market it that way. The tires could be thicker for a bit more shock absorption, but they roll smoothly as they are. The front suspension is there, but I think of it as a helper, not a miracle worker. If you want me to talk about safety and braking, well, here we have hydraulic 2-piston brakes, similar to Shimano M200 performance-wise. These are kind of no-namers though. Reliable, easy to maintain, and replacement pads are easy to find. The only downside, because the brake levers have integrated motor cut-off switches, upgrading to higher-end levers is trickier. For most riders, these brakes are just fine. If you're heavier than 80 kilos, you might want more bite, but it's still a safe setup. The tires are 20 inches big, pneumatic, makes spares easy to source, ideal for smooth city streets, okay for light off-road fun, just don't expect full comfort on rough terrains. Aluminium mudguards are fitted right out of the box and keep you clean on wet days. If you wonder about the display, well, it's the same as the Air 20 and the Pro versions, but with a nice upgrade, integrated turn signals, 5-pedal assist levels, simple front light control and good visibility at night. The display itself is easy to read, though in direct sunlight you're gonna want to tilt it slightly for best clarity. And if you think that's all about the stats and controls, wait a moment, there's a smartphone app, which isn't that fancy, but it works. Stats, trip history, navigation straight to the display, all functional and reliable. I like it, and many other people do as well, although I think we can agree that it is stable, but the design is a bit old school. Which reminds me that perhaps it's time to talk about the drawbacks. No throttle option anymore, clearly aiming for EU compliance, and this seems to be the primary Ado market at the moment. The new, slightly different belt is unproven long-term, and there still is no bottle mounts, which is a bit of a miss for longer rides.
So is this the perfect city folding e-bike? Well, probably not, given the fact that it still has some tiny drawbacks, but it is very close to being the perfect one, and in the price range below $2,000, nothing better than the Ado Air 20 Ultra, at least in my opinion. Fantastic motor, probably by far my favorite at the moment. Excellent acceleration, respectable range, good riding comfort, good build quality, and all these little smart features which Ado added. I think the whole pack represents a great deal and something which is going to give you a very pleasing time while you're crossing the cities. And thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, or you want to share from your own personal experience, or you just want to chat about e-bike technologies, comments are down below the video. If you want to buy yourself an Ado Air 20 Ultra, I'm going to put a link in the video description as usual. And if you want to support my work here on the channel, well, you can give the video a like if you enjoyed it thus far. You can subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections. And I, Michael, the Tech Mishka, wish you a fantastic day, ride safely, and hope to see you soon. Bye.